Whatever. You're gonna remain faceless until further notice, but if you guys are ready, I'm ready.
We're gonna play today with Shuffle, and I'm here with Pete. Say hi, Pete.
Ahoy.
And Charlotte as well.
Ahoy.
Yeah, they're some of our fantastic harbor masters who run Pirate Borg all the time, and we're super happy to be here. Thanks for having us. For anybody watching, this is a rules light pirate role-playing game set in a grim, dark, undead-infested dark Caribbean. It's called Pirate Borg. It's based off a game called Borg. And for those of you who aren't as familiar with the role-playing scene, we're basically playing Dungeons and Dragons, but pirates, and with like 20% of the rules. Also, you're pirates surrounded by undead, so everybody knows what that looks like. It's like you don't have to explain what Faerun is, which is kind of nice. On that note, we're just going to jump right into it. You find yourselves in the thick of a massive storm as you are the small crew of the Black Coach, a small but sturdy sloop here that you can see in the top left corner. On our screen, but you can see that you have been struck into a giant maelstrom, and you've battened down the hatches, and you're pulling ropes and getting lines secured. And we look around and we see Hamhock there. Our camera sort of pans over, and we see Hamhock there. Pete, why don't you describe what you look like and what your character's doing?
I'm a dirty bruter man with a stylish wig on my head. I am currently doing my best to pull in the sails to make sure that we're getting the best wind we can to try and pull us out of this maelstrom. My muscles are bulging against my dirty linen shirt, and there's a strange aroma coming from me that smells a bit like roasted ham. And that's how I got my name. Hamhock.
Roasted ham. Love that. As you're pulling the ropes in there, one of your shipmates comes up next to you and gives you a hand there, and we see Charlotte. Take her away.
Right, I am playing Grace Winter. She is sort of shorter, wily swashbuckler with a peg leg. She leans over close to Hamhock and says, "You doing a good job? Are you? Keep working. No, a bit harder than that." You see, she's not actually getting her hands dirty, and she's not actually helping at all, beyond trying to get other people to do a bit more work. And it would probably work a lot better if she was helping, but that's not going to happen.
Nice. You sort of look over your shoulder to see where the rest of the crew are, and old McPray, Shuffle, what do you think McPray is doing on the ship? Why don't you describe yourself?
Well, he's probably near the mast and just quietly praying under his breath to guide this boat to safety in the midst of all of this, I don't know, chaos.
And McPray is we randomly roll. So in Pirate Borg, for everybody who's watching, characters are made randomly, but you can make choices, but it's pretty fun to just roll up a character quickly. So I think McPray's worships to chaos specifically. If you want to play, that's like one of the, choices you can have if you want to play into that or not.
Oh, crap, maybe.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. When I rolled, I was like, oh yeah, all right. So the deep sanguination of chaos will be your undoing. You look over your shoulder as you pray to one of the only other people on the boat, and you see John Blackwood, although nobody calls him John, this fine gentleman down here in the corner. He's just covered head to toe in black, thick leather, black tricorn hat, black beard, soaking wet. He's manning the wheel of the ship. He's going back and forth, and he hardly ever speaks at all. But as you turn and look at him, McPray is filled with dread as you see Blackwood's eyes go wide. A rare emotion for him to display as he points forward. And all four of you turn and look, and you see the mouth of a maelstrom open up wide as your ship is now, the Black Coach is sort of circling around, like a quarter going down the edge of a drain pipe. or a toilet bowl that you're sailing around, unsure what you're able to do. Shuffle, what does your character want to do to try and help the situation, if at all, at this point?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if the ship's going in, and I'm gonna lean into the chaos. It's more like, this is chaos will made manifest. We are not the engine, but the road that it travels on.
Right, but we're gonna survive this, right? I mean, they're talking about chaos and roads and stuff, but this is survivable, isn't it?
Well, we'll survive it if I've got anything to say about it. And with that, I'd like to rush to the edge of the ship, grab the wheel, and use all of my brutish strength to try and turn us out of the maelstrom.
Blackwood is there, and he steps aside, lets you see what you're doing, and he grabs a hold on it with you. Okay, make a strength check for me. So checks in Pirate Borg, you use a d20, so you take a 20-sided dice, you roll that, you add your modifiers, which usually range between -3 to +5, 6 is the cap, but they're usually +0. So Hamhock rolled an 18 +3 for a 21. Nice. Oh yeah, so you yank on it real hard. Okay, cool. And you're able, the rudder sort of starts, you can feel it like really fighting you, like when you go over a series of potholes in your car and you can feel it through there. As Blackwood with his peg leg and hooked hand also, they grab, and you guys are pulling on it, and you're able to stabilize the ship there. But this gust of wind blows in, and the sails are reefing out, and everything is going wild, and everyone gets thrown down onto the ground. So everybody make toughness checks to see if you're able to hold on strong and deal with the impending situation. Oh, Hamhock at a -3 toughness roll has a negative result. Gray doesn't pass either. Yeah, right there.
Oh, I see. Yeah, +1.
Yeah, then you can just click on toughness, and it will roll it, and it will say toughness in there, which is kind of cool.
Ooh.
Nice. Oh, you hold on to it. Great. Yeah.
My faith is strong.
You're holding strong, but as the ship gets just racked with force, and Gray and Hamhock get thrown overboard into the maelstrom. And Hamhock, unfortunately, with such a negative result, you grab anything you can while you try and go over, and you grab onto Blackwood's hook and yank him with it as he gets thrown to the side, and is dangling off the side of the ship now. And the ship is now unmanned and sailing in this swirling downpour while McPray just is sitting there in the calm of the storm, in the eye of the chaos. Pray, you maybe have seconds left before this ship crashes into the maelstrom. What do you say or do?
Actually, is there any way I can, like, pray for the safety of the rest of the crew? I don't really care what's going on, but
Sure.
I shouldn't say I don't care, but, like, I've accepted it, so I don't know if I can, like, use spirit to just, even if it does nothing.
No, I love that. You also, your character has the curse and holy protection prayers.
Oh yeah.
So, although this doesn't exactly lay into it, since Pirate Borg is not the most it's a rules-like game, we love descriptions much more than we love rules. In fact, we find that less rules equals more creativity. So make a spirit check, and let's see if you're able to conjure any sort of magical entities to help you. So that would be, you got your, okay, cool.
I did not.
You got a 10. You pull on the life forces of chaos. You reach out with your third eye and try and pull the fates in to help Hamhock or Gray as they go over. And you can feel them there, but it just rips. It pulls you like you tried to grab onto a railing on a moving bus. That it just like yanks you spiritually through. And as you look around, you just see nothing but waves around you as the whole world goes crashing down upon you as the Eye of Chaos collapses. So you come to now, and your mouth, your lungs are full of water and you're just gasping for air in pain as you open your eyes and you see hundreds of floating corpses chained, mostly ankle shackles, to large floating rocks. Corpses are chained in groups of up to 13, and the bodies of rocks like sway in the water back and forth. There's a kelp forest about 30 feet away, and thousands of skulls and bones just littering the sea floor all around. You look around, and a few feet away, you see your other crewmates, Blackwood, Hamhawk, and Gray, and McBray. You see each other all chained to different rocks, gasping for air and drowning, 20, 30 feet beneath the surface. McPray, what do you do?
You said we're chained to the rocks as well? Is that what I heard?
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
oh
at
my
the ankle.
God. Okay, so we're chained by the shankles. I guess, how does the shackle look? Is it brand new, like cast iron or something, or is it a little rusty, or do I have any chance of trying to pry it off somehow?
Yeah, it's like barnacle encrusted and rusted a little bit. It's hard to tell exactly the quality, but it's definitely not new. It's been underwater for eons.
Okay. I am going to, I guess I'll roll a strength check. I'm just going to try and pry it off. Does it look weaker at where it's attached to the rock? I don't even know if I can see this. Or my ankle. Would I even have time to swim to the rock to try and pry it open?
It's not that long. Yeah, you can reach out and touch it, or you can reach down to your ankle and pull yourself to it. Yeah, just describe what you can reach whatever you want. It's only about 3 feet long, so it keeps you tied there pretty intensely.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and grab the chain and then pull myself to the rock and try and pull it out of the rock using both arms and my feet.
Yeah, you push against the rock and you pull and make a strength check to see how you do.
I got 3 Devil's Luck. Can I hit one here and drop it to 8?
Yeah. So Devil's Luck is a currency in Pirate Borg for everybody else.
Oops.
You get between 1 and 4, depending on your class, every day. And you can spend them to re-roll any dice, reduce the difficulty by 4, reduce the damage to yourself, neutralize a critical or a fumble. Normally, when you're in this place, Devil's Luck doesn't work. But because I want to show how Devil's Luck works to everybody new who's watching, we're just going to ignore that part. I'm not going to talk about that again. So Devil's Luck does work for this.
Streamer privilege.
Yeah, you're able, right as you give up at the last second, the chain snaps and it comes off and you're able to float away. Gray, how about you?
I just try and sort of wiggle out.
Yeah, sure. Make an agility check.
Leg. My other leg just isn't there. So
yeah, you can force that for sure and try and get out of there. And go ahead and make an agility check. And Hamhawk Pete, how about you?
sure.
I need to know first and foremost, do I still have my wig?
You reach up to grab onto your wig, and amazingly, it's still there, still pinned to your head or sort of matted on in the water, but it's floating. So you feel like if you don't get out of here soon, it's gonna definitely float away.
And do I still have my harpoon?
Yeah, you have all. Yeah, you have whatever you were carrying on you at the time when you fell off the ship.
I would like to use my harpoon to try and break the chain.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You shove it in there and you try and break it. Make a strength check for me. Charlotte, aka Gray, it's tight around your ankle. In fact,
I've straight up fumbled.
Yeah, you're gonna take a point of damage from that because it hurts. It scrapes deep into your leg. Blood's now seeping out into the water all around you, and immediately the fear of sharks comes to mind. Oh, Hamhawk, yeah, you just snap that thing in half with a 21 on the die total. You just break that chain off real easy, and you're now floating. Shuffle, give me a D6 roll, please.
Okay, D6, no modifiers or anything?
Yeah, this is a random, so Pirate Borg has lots of random tables in it, which can be really fun for a game master, for the person who runs it, because I don't know exactly what will happen. I can call for plenty of rolls, and you can hide a bunch of this and not let people know you're doing it, but I'm going to be transparent about it so I can advertise how I'm using die rolls and stuff. So with the 2, as you look over and you see Gray struggling with her one leg and Hamhock just destroying his. You see Blackwood already on his way up to the surface as well. You don't even know how he got out. But then you see another over on the closest area, a toothless pirate. His eyes are covered with a bandana, and his hands are bound with rope. He's waving back and forth, seemingly looking for help, but you don't recognize him at all. And you see more people off in the distance, but they're like hundreds of feet away, and this person's only a few feet away.
Well, I'm gonna question why our captain just left all three of us down here, but I'll answer it later. And if that Gray was struggling, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will go assist her in trying to get the shackle off, either just pulling it off her foot or just pulling the chain, whichever she was going for.
Yeah, make a strength check, and if you guys are working together, I'll make it a difficulty 10 instead of 12.
Damn it!
Oh no! Yeah, you pull, it's not coming out, and you're running low on oxygen now as you're starting to really, heaving home.
I know it's underwater, but I think at this point I'm now panicking. Can I shoot it?
Sure. You have a pistol, I assume?
I have a flintlock, yes.
Yeah. So you pull it out and hope it'll work. I'll let you make a luck roll, because normally I'd be like, no, it 100% doesn't work underwater, but we're in a weird place. So make a luck roll. This is an unofficial rule that's in. So I haven't said this yet, but this adventure is all part of our new Kickstarter for Limithron. It's called Down Among the Dead. And this is one of the 3 major adventures that are in it. So you're technically underwater, but we're in a weird place. So roll a d20, and this rule is in our like house rules suggestion, and you add the number of devil's luck that you have, which I think is 2.
Oh, it's 2. Still only an 8.
Still only an 8. No, it fires. The hammer pulls back and goes, but it's soaking wet. The gunpowder definitely doesn't go off. You didn't get lucky there. But Shuffle, you see her panicking there, and let's go to Pete. What do you want to do?
Seeing these two struggle, I would like to take my harpoon and try and hurl it through the water to smash the shackle around her leg.
You kill me, I swear to God.
This will be tough, but I love it. It's a thrown weapon though, so go ahead and make a strength check for me.
16.
Oh yeah, it was going to be harder too because they're thrown through the water, but a harpoon is meant to be thrown through the water, so that's good. You strike it at the perfect spot, right between her ankle and the cuff, so much that the cuff breaks off and she doesn't have a chain dangling from her foot. Unlike Shuffle, your chain is still dangling from your foot, the like leftover broken part. So you're all free now as you're low on oxygen and your lungs are hurting and the carbon dioxide is building up. As you look up to as you turn to the surface and you start looking to swim, you see a long boat come rowing through the water here. It's a classic longboat that you've seen 100 times, but there's an oar in the water, and the oar appears to be a long scythe upside down. You see some like glowing figures standing in the back here, and some large robed figure at the top, and you're filled with dread.
Yo, that's sick.
You want to keep swimming, or what do you want to do?
I've got no choice at this point.
We've gotta go. We've got to swim.
Can't be worse than dying in the water.
If
All
possible,
right.
I don't want to go near the scythe on the way out.
You want to go near the site?
No, I don't. If possible, I want to swim to like the other end.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. You plunge out through the water, and you see Blackwood is there already. You're swimming in the area. You see this towering arch made of mounds of dead coral in front of you. Also, there's like a gentle, thick mist is all around you in every sort of direction. Off in the distance, there are these like thousands of glowing humanoid creatures sort of walking across the water, and they've traveled. Oh, they're walking away from this archway that you're here in this coral section. And as you pop up, you see the long-boated figure come closer to you and roll to you as this large creature here is materializing. Let me describe him.
The skull on top.
Yeah.
It's so
He is
happy.
a 20-foot tall robed skeleton with 13 skulls. They all sort of bob and weave as he's rowing with his giant scythe here. dozens of we'll say about 10 soul creatures seem to be behind him on his boat as they roll up. They get off the boat sort of one at a time, and each one of these creatures looks like they're from a different era. You could hear the sound of the water now rowing against it. These lost souls are getting out onto the dock and sort of walking around, and they're like tourists without a camera, like looking around, like, oh, I don't like what's going on, and the going different ways as they walk through towards this coral archway, this coral gate here. What do you guys want to do?
I reckon we could take them.
I don't know about that, but can I roll some kind of spirit check to see if I understand the significance of the archway?
Yeah, you don't need to make a roll. You just, do you think you might have studied the underworld before?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at this guy, I'm assuming, I don't know, got some big death vibes, and I don't know if this arch is like crossing over. So I'm not sure if we're even safe to walk through it since we're still not spirits. Yeah,
you don't know more than exactly that through there. It does have some sort of like energy coming off of it, or sort of weird vibes there. There is a singing, a soft singing sound coming from this gate, an ethereal hum. As you focus in on it, you can feel that and see that, hear that. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Gray, did you grab my harpoon?
Was I meant to? I mean, what was all that then? We were in a storm and then we weren't.
Blackwood is standing next to you, dripping wet, and he goes, I don't think we made it through there, lassie. I don't think we made it at all.
But if I didn't make it, then why was I so worried about drowning earlier? I'm fine. I'm sure of it.
Nothing seems to make sense down here. I don't get it either.
What doesn't make sense to me, Blackwood, is how you happily left the three of us down there to potentially drown and swam up here saving your own skin. What was that about?
You seem to have it under control. I wasn't worried.
We really didn't, though.
You're here, aren't you? Quit your belly aching. Look. I think I know who that is. And he looks over. Apparently he's Australian now. He looks over and he's like nodding to the big, tall, 20-foot robed skeleton there.
Oh, you know him. Your friend. You sailed together, right?
The songs tell of him. I think that be Charon. You might know him as the ferryman. There's like an ominous like feel to those like heavy words. And when he says that name out loud, all 13 skulls on the creature he referred to as Charon sort of turn and face to him as he's standing with this scythe. But he hasn't said anything, it hasn't said anything or done any other type of movement other than that, as these souls are moving through this coral thing towards where other people have gone.
Oh shit, we are dead then.
Yeah, McPray, I feel like this is your area of expertise.
It does feel quite chaotic.
I'm actually gonna walk up to Charon or whatever and keep a respectful distance and just gesture towards the arch and go, I'll wait to walk through that.
His heads sort of turn to you, and all 13 of them talk at once, but the 13th skull that's like a little bit smaller and down at the bottom is always like a little delayed from the rest of them. So it's like,
Do as you like.
It's the Internet Explorer skull. All right,
It is my job to bring you here.
I guess I'll go through. I'll just say, this is where I meet my end. It was a pleasure.
you move through, and as you get towards this thing, you hear like a humming intensify, and like you can feel like a vibrating frequency or energy as you move through it, but nothing has happened to you. You're not physically different. You don't turn into one of these souls or these creatures. You are distinctly different than the other creatures that are here. From these different.
Do you feel any better?
No, I feel the same.
Maybe try coming back through.
All right, I'll walk backwards through it and see if something happens.
Same experience.
This kind of vibrates some sort of energy. Now that I've gotten closer to it, can I gain any other insight on maybe what the energy is or what it's doing?
You are not able to place. Well, make a spirit check for me. Let's see how attuned can you get.
Okay, I was gonna say if not, that's totally fine. I'm just asking.
Yeah, sure.
Stop it. Stop it.
17. Yeah, it feels like it means something, that it could be involved in something, but whatever activates it or triggers it, you're not it, or you don't have it, or whatever it is. It's not meant for you.
Okay, I'll tell that to the party. I'll go. Doesn't seem like it's attuned to us. Should be safe.
Is there anything else around here? Is there anywhere else to go, or is it literally just this arch in the middle of the water?
Yeah, well, so there's this like shallow walkway that the souls are headed off. Let's say to the north. I'm just picking you have no idea what direction north is. So there's like a sandbar you can travel to the north, and then there to the west there is like a maze of boardwalks and piers, rotting woods. Sort of something you could kind of walk on, kind of like this walkway that is in the picture on the right, only the one that like comes out of the water that goes to the west as well. But they go like way off into the distance, so there's kind of light to the north and a dock that goes off into the fog to the west. That's all you can see.
Is Sharon on his boat?
Yeah. Sharon is standing in his ferry. Yes.
Don't suppose you've got a taxi service, do you?
All 13 skulls nod their head, and they go.
One obol.
What's that?
They
one of those?
Sort of look at each other, like the heads turn to each other back and forth, and
You don't know what one of my obols are.
We turned up here a couple of seconds ago, yeah.
Blackwood sort of startles you behind you, and he goes, "Aye, a Charon's obol. The Greeks used to put them in the mouths of dead sailors to pay the ferrymen when they got to the underworld. I thought it was just a fable, but appears he means it literally. A coin about this big," and he holds his fingers, 2 inches apart or so.
Can I reach inside my mouth just to check that there's no coin in there?
Yes, you unsurprisingly find a tongue and at least 2 teeth.
Still got 2.
I'll let you decide if there's more than 2, but yes, there's at least 2 there for sure. But no obol.
How do we get an obol then? We get jobs?
One bony hand pops up and sort of points, much like death at the end of Scrooge. Just through the gate off in the direction of the souls are traveling. And the 13, even though he doesn't say anything, the 13th skull that like is a little behind is like,
You can get some over there. Shut up! Whoa! What? Don't we want more obols? I thought that was the whole goal. Just don't tell them. Ow! Okay, fine. Jeez, I was just trying to help.
That must be the newest skull. His first day on the job.
yeah.
Means we have to go across the sandbar.
Well, I don't think we've got anywhere else to go, so lead on.
Yeah. Lead on, Mr. McBride.
Not the damn captain, but sure.
Blackwood seems to have lost any form of authority and is like mesmerized by it, and he never turns his back to Charon as he walks like kind of away from him from there. So one hand on his rusted cutlass.
I think we should mutiny. I just don't think I've lost all respect for Mr. Blackwood.
Can you mutiny without a ship?
I don't know. Maybe we should get a ship first, then we should mutiny. I think that might be a good plan.
First thing we do when we're out of here,
Right.
we'll do a mutiny.
Agreed.
Write it down. Someone who can read should write it down.
Shuffle, roll me a D20.
think it's a 10. I'm reading it right.
Okay. 10 hours later, as you guys walk across this, you're just walking and walking, and the souls get more and more spread apart, and the mist is thick. And now you're not even sure if you were going forward or backwards at some point, but you don't have any choice but to keep walking. And oddly, you don't get hungry, you don't get thirsty, you just keep walking on and on and on. And in the distance, you come across you see something new sort of come through the mist.
Wow.
You see a series of marooned boats through the heavy mist. It's like a whole town. All these lost souls seem to be in different areas around these almost like little taverns or shops that you can see. And before you lies Port Oblivion. There's jetties that twist and wind in different areas. There are old fishermen that are fishing off the docks. There are people both the lost souls here. Yeah, and there are several different shops going on. Yes, okay, I said that. And there seems to be a tavern, a workshop, a theater, another shop of some kind, and there's this Viking ship right here that has some Viking spirits on it. What do you guys want to do? You're about like 100 or maybe 200 feet out in the water still, but it's the fog is parted enough for you to be able to see this.
Are there any people that look like us? Because I assume we don't look like spirits, right? We look
correct,
more corporeal. Are there any other similarly corporeal people around?
Not that you see, no.
The ships, I'm assuming, they look like they're all from like different eras. Can we get like a sense of, I guess, history scale? Like, are these hundreds of years apart potentially?
Some of them, yeah. Some of them are very recent, and like there's this one in the back. It looks like it's a junk ship, from the that area away called Asia that some of you have heard of. There's a Viking ship here that seems to be centuries old, but then there's like a classic brigantine in the back, and in several derelict ships from there. So they're kind of all over the place, but closer to your time than not.
Well, there seem to be plenty of ships here we could take and then, mutiny on. Though they seem to be being used as stuff. It's really odd.
I don't think most of them look seaworthy, if I'm being completely honest. That one's got a bloody great hole in it.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, that one is upside down and being used as a pub. I do see it now, yeah.
Now you mention it, though, the pub's always a good place to start, I think.
Unless they're drinking ghost beer.
Well, I've never had ghost beer. I wonder if it allows you to teleport through time and space.
Oh, maybe they got some spirits. I'll leave.
Flashback to a previous game where we had such a brew.
Well, the pub's always a good place for information. Start there.
All right, so you guys traveled towards the pub, but as you come close, you see some non-incorporeal creatures that are walking by in a group of 5. And at first you get excited, somebody who's different, and then they get a little bit more clear to see as they show up. They are wearing different sets of armor. There's like a conquistador here, a pirate with some leathers, and some sort of primitive skeleton, and then there's a very large and tall, like Spartan-looking skeleton, and a fully armored knight as well in chainmail. They're vastly different parts of history, but they're all distinctly skeleton and tangible, and not these like lost souls that are walking around. And as you get close, the one in the center turns and points a hand at you, and they go, "You stop there! What are you doing?" And the group comes over to you and stops you.
We're heading to the pub.
You don't belong here.
Where'd you come here
from?
by choice.
Oh, we got one of them. What are we gonna do? And the one Spartan sort of turns to the knight and goes, "Kill him." And then the knight's like, "Yeah, that sounds fun. That sounds real fun. I think we'll be killing you." And with that, we're gonna
Good to
roll
know.
initiative. Yeah, get right to it, right? So initiative in Pyroborg is an all or nothing thing. So Shuffle, roll me a d6. If you get a 1, 2, 3, the Mist Guards will go first. And if you get a 4, 5, 6, you guys get to go first.
Oh my goodness. So much pressure.
So much pressure.
Yeah, well.
4, 5, 6. Okay, so you guys get to go
80.
first. And everybody, much like D&D, you get a move action and an action. That action can be spent on attacking or whatever. The only big thing is that I'm not going to roll to attack you guys. You're going to roll to get out of the way. So based on your agility, you're either good at that or bad at that. It's sort of your defense. So you guys are up and you can go after if you want. There are different levels of armored skeletons in front of you here. Clearly the Conquistador is wearing a breastplate and the Mistguard captain is in full armor, but the others seem much more lightly armored from there.
I would like to step up and stab the most heavily armored one with my trusty harpoon.
Nice. Yeah, you want to go after this Conquistador right here?
Yes, please.
Prove it.
I also want to make myself look big and threatening.
Awesome. So on his character sheet, you can see it on Shuffles there too. You can click attack with your weapon on the combat tab. Fun thing, if you use the target feature, which is in the top left corner, target, you can then, it'll auto-populate their armor when you attack them and affect their health. Kind of like a video game.
Very good.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a feature that is really useful if you want to use it, or a pain if you don't. But you can just ignore it, you know.
I got a hit.
Nice, yeah, and then rolling damage here. Yeah, 16 definitely hits. You rolled 3 damage with your harpoon, but their armor is a damage reduction of d6. So you literally go clink, and the Conquistador looks down and looks up and goes to swing at you in a second, and he'll attack you back.
Right, I'm gonna head up. I think I'm gonna head up to this Spartan at the back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all going to be 12. No one's going to have anything special.
Fab. Knife Knave lowers the DC by 2.
Okay, then you would make it a 10, yeah.
Hit.
Nice.
Fab. So this next one auto hits because that's what Knife Knave does.
Yeah, you want to click roll damage, though.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're...
No damage?
Yeah, your first one plinks off his thick leather cowl that he has there. Your second one would have auto hit even if it didn't hear, and it is through. Oh, so you're able to like slip it under the robe, and as soon as you nick his spinal column there, the whole creature crumbles in front of you and falls to a pile of bones. Right, like kind of like you barely nicked him, but he went down kind of quickly.
Boy, that worked much better than it usually does.
McPray?
I don't know if I can intimidate them, but just when that one dies, I'm gonna go, all bark and no bite, huh? I don't know if they react.
The Mistguard, the knight in front of you, turns. He draws his sword in response and points it right at you.
Down here, I guess, with the bicorn, is this one like in rags or something? Because I want to try and
yeah,
stab
he's got
that.
no armor whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just got like a shiv.
I'm gonna look back at the knight one and go, guess we'll have to take down more of you first, and then I'm gonna swing at this dude.
Yeah, prove it. So, did you get the target feature? Did that make sense?
Yeah, I think I clicked it right, the circle up here, and then I clicked this guy.
Yeah. It says you're targeting him. Yeah, you're
Okay,
good.
cool.
And then, yeah, you can click. This is like a cool features of Foundry that you can do it all. So then you can click attack with your small sword there.
Okay, so I just roll this, right?
Yeah, it should auto-populate he has no armor. And it's a DR12. You're good. You just hit roll. Yep.
Damn it.
He blocks it with his like half-broken cutlass that's there and sort of smiles like and he's missing half his teeth. Clearly was a pirate in his life. Blackwood takes a step forward and aims at this guy back here, pulling out his musket he's had over his back this time and lines it up and fires, but it goes real wide as he's like he fired it too early. And he sits it down and he starts reloading it. And black powder weapons take a long time to reload, so it'll take him several turns to reload that.
Oh, geez, Louise.
Yeah. So it's their turn.
We gotta get rid of this captain. We gotta get rid of him.
So, okay, this Mistguard runs right by you, Hamhawk, to Blackwood and gains in combat there. But Hamhawk, you're gonna get attacked by the Conquistador for D10 damage. And Gray, you're going to get attacked by this skeleton for D6 damage. And this Mistguard captain is going to come at you, McPray, and attack you for D6 damage. So because I don't roll dice, how you do this is on your character sheet, you open it, and under the combat tab, you hit defend in the bottom right-hand corner. And then you just put in, any of the information. How much is the attack that's coming at you?
Oh no. Right, I've been hit.
Said it was a D6, right?
Yeah.
I take
Yeah.
3 damage. Ow.
Oh, nice. You got a critical. So
Hey.
when you get a critical to defend, you immediately get to counterattack. You riposte and attack him back. So you get to make a free attack now against the captain. So just like you would before, you target him and then click on your weapon from there.
Okay. As I swing at him, I'm gonna, snarkily say, according to plan.
Okay, yeah, you guys get cut up just a little bit by the Mistguards, but you're hardy folk. Oh yeah, you're able to hit with the small sword and click roll damage. Shuffle. But you get caught right into its thick chainmail armor as the creature's like, oh, you got some skill, eh? Well, skill this, and he tries to stab you again when it's his turn.
No. Another defend, right?
That way, well, it's not his turn. That's just like what he's
Okay,
doing
yeah.
simultaneously because he did it all. And Blackwood needs to defend just for good measure here. He does, and he takes 1 damage as well. So you guys all get just cut up just a little bit. So now it's a new turn. Attack whoever you guys want. And the beauty of Pirate Borg here is like you guys can all attack your targets at once if you want. And then we can sort of go through it, or if you want to cast a spell or do something special, then we can talk through it. We can do it like real quickly.
I was gonna ask because for my spells I have
Curse
I got like
and Holy
curse, yeah,
Protection.
but it says for enemies that I can't see. So is that like spirits only? Would it work on this thing?
You can see it, so you can't curse it.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right.
If you closed your eyes
Feels like nothing changed at all.
and around.
Then if you can't see it, then you could do it.
No, it feels cheesy. I'm gonna stab the guy I hit before, or that I'm trying to hit.
Yeah. Okay, this guy here. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my Devil's Luck to re-roll my missed attack.
Nice.
Right.
Shit!
I want to
Oh
see
no.
on.
So
Oh,
while you contemplate should you curse this guy, you hesitate too long, and the pirate Mistguard in front of you takes advantage, and he gets to attack you back for free. So, Shuffle, make a defense roll against a D6 damage. Oh, great! Yeah, you landed.
yeah.
Nice.
I can narrate it in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, go ahead and click roll damage, McPray, as you get hit.
Ow!
Oof. So he cuts you right underneath the rib cage there as blood spews out, and you take 5 points of damage. So you just go to your health and drop it down to 2. I guess from there. But as he does, Gray, how do you take him down?
Right, I'm gonna take advantage of see him going for McPray, and I'm gonna go, oh, the captain to be, chum, with double daggers in at both sides of his rib cages. I'm used to there being flesh there, but I imagine I'm gonna nick at the bone.
As soon as it's the second you touch it, he just like explodes and falls off like bowling pins. Just falls into different pieces. So now this one is dead now too. Pete, did your second attack miss?
Yeah, I went to hit him in the same place in his strong breastplate, and then I thought at the last minute, actually, I'll go for the face, and then I hit him for 2 damage.
Oh, nice! You just like punching a fragile marble statue in a museum. His head just pops right off of it, and his whole body falls down. As his skull hits the ground and rolls to the side with its oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the hat Conquistadors wear. But as he rolls to the side and he goes, I was shooting that body. Falls over. So he sort of tumbles to this area, and he's also down. Blackwood pulls out a cutlass and takes down his Mistguard that's sort of a Mazoan look to them as well. So that's just this captain left here. And the captain's like, you. And he's not sure who he's going to attack. So he is, I'm going to roll a d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As he's surrounded, he's not sure. Oh, shuffle, coming to you. Roll,
I knew it.
Roll the 1. Roll the 1. All right, so it's a d6 attack because he's got a sword. So make another defense roll. Reminder, if you fail this, you could use Devil's Luck if you had some to...
Okay. I was going to ask, can I cast Holy Protection for this too?
Yeah, I think you can cast it as any time,
free
including
action,
after the roll. Yeah, you could wait and see, make the roll first, and then cast it. Oh. You know, how do you dodge? He comes in with his broadsword, long sword.
I can't even talk trash. I'm just sitting here bleeding.
Yeah, like, well, I went, yeah, his blood's trickling down from your ribs here. But that's all he's got there. And he goes, "You take down my misguard, I'll take down you." And he sort of steps up here a little bit more. But it's back to you guys, making relatively short work of it all. And I'm going to make a roll. And all right, your turn again.
Can I try and grab him in a way that makes it easier for everyone else to try and have a hit on him?
And you could certainly try. Absolutely. Make a strength check.
A 12.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how do you lock him up? And then everybody else, it's a, +2 to hit, or DR10 to hit instead. And he's like, you got his shield pulled back a little bit, and his arms waving. He's like, "Hey, face me like a knight."
Hit him where the armor isn't.
Good advice.
It's really hard for this one. He's really covered in it.
No, go for the face.
Okay.
So can I, after I attack, can I still move back just in case?
Yes. 100%. There's
Okay.
no attacks of opportunity in Pirate Borg, so you're free to move roughly 30 feet, whatever that feels like. If you're using an actual battle map, then it would be 30 feet, but...
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll attack, and if nothing happens, if he doesn't die here, I'm gonna back up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, both of you guys, everybody make your attacks. Blackwood will get in here as well. Why not,
Oh, he's hella surrounded.
Oh, you got it? Oh, no.
Almost.
Right.
Where the armor isn't.
Oh, yeah. His armor, you stab him right in the chest, but the chainmail does its job. Really good there.
Should thank a smith.
He's held down.
Oh, I think I got him. I've got 4 damage over those 2 knife things.
Oh, nice. Okay, you cut into him, and parts of his chainmail and some bones nick off, and he seems to be made with better necromantic energy than a normal creature. But he is wavering now as his hips are sore and not supported by less bones. And he does a classic lightsaber move now and turns his sword backwards and swings backwards at Hamhock. Hamhock, I want you to take a defense roll, but you're going to be normal 12, as you're holding him, not the other way around. Oh, you get hit.
Wait, can I hit him with the Holy Protection?
You sure can.
I do so.
Okay, what does that look like?
Just as he flips the sword around, I say a couple words in a language that maybe no one gets, and when I try and materialize it, even though the word is holy, some kind of, I don't know, faint greenish energy just kind of barely pushes the sword sideways and it misses by like a hair.
Like scraping off the bumper of an invisible car.
Yeah.
As it just goes by, and Hamhock, you see that, you track it, that you got a little hand motion there, Doctor Strange style, and it blocks you out of the way. Yeah, so you can cast 5 spells a day, and so that's 1 less from there. Very cool. Okay, back to you guys. Everybody, have at it. Hamhock, you'll need to just hold him. He wasn't even trying to get out. He's just trying to stab you.
Right, I'm gonna go try to knife him again.
Yeah, prove it.
Is this still -2 to DR from him being held?
Yeah, it's only a 10. Yeah, or -2 or whatever.
It's
you
an
need.
8 for me. It's yeah.
Blackwood.
There we go.
Yeah. What did you guys get? Did you get some damage in there?
I did
I
not.
got 3.
Okay. So this is just picturing this. Hamhock, you're holding him as he's back and forth and sweeping you here, and then Gray, you're coming in with the knives, and he kicks you backwards a little bit from there as his full knight form and holds up the shield and blocks Blackwood coming in with this like thick axe, to strike down, and blocks it onto his shield. And the creature like swipes and parries you, McPray. It's just blocking everything back from there. But as the creature's like wheeling backwards, McPray, you see into its mouth, and you see like something shiny and gold in the back of this Mistguard's mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is it our turn or is this
It's his turn.
Okay.
He is going to try and break free at this point. So Hamhock, you need to make a strength check. Oh yeah, he pushes you back and you fall over as you stumble back onto the ground, and you guys are all standing in 6 to 12 inches of water, depending on exactly where you're at. From there, so he splashes backwards and he holds into like a classic medieval knight stance with his shield in front of there. He'd be like, "You living creatures, come down here and you mess up all of our mist." And he slaps his shield, and you see the bones around you in these different groups of these formerly decimated skeletons sort of like start to like little like rumble, and they start like moving towards each other, towards themselves, like sort of coalescing individually.
Oh shit.
Back to
So
your
we're
turn.
not dead.
I'm gonna call out to Gray and say, "He's got a coin in his mouth. I don't know if you can nick it."
Can I try and pull his head off?
Yeah.
I just want to grab it with both hands and just pull it off.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah. Strength check.
Strength? Oh, come on. No, I can't.
Oh no, you
It's
can't.
real stuck on.
He's an expert swordsman here, a true knight of the Pendragon. Yeah.
I want to get up. Like he's doing traditional sword fighting. I want to sort of get up dirty with my knives.
Little dirty fight. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prove it. This armor is not going to be that because of your positioning here. I actually really love the way that you described it. It's super cool. So it's only going to be 1 armor instead of, say, we got lowered to a D4 when I re-rolled it. I got less. So he's going to take 3 damage there.
Okay.
You chip him good. If Charlotte had critical, it would have permanently damaged his armor, and it would have dropped his armor from a D6 to a D4, which is like a cool mechanic that works all the time. Also, when you fumble with attacks, then you drop or break your weapon, or you misfire with your rifle and stuff. So
I don't know how much. I guess the bones from the other dudes that are coming together, like, do any of them look like they're closer to being complete right now?
they all look pretty uniform.
I guess, can I run up to the conquistador and like try and spread the bones out?
Yeah, absolutely. You go over and you kick the bones in different directions, and its head goes, "Hey, I was still using that!" Some other lost souls have now gathered around and are sort of like watching. Some of them have some sort of drinks in hands from the bar, and they're like, "Yeah, give them hell, fuck them up, boy!" And they're like, "Yeah, boy!" Like different accents from there. Clearly, a group of Vikings are like, "Death, death, death!" A chanting from the Jorgenmornder, the ship here. But I have to roll for each of these other guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This skeleton right here reforms. The other 2 are getting closer.
I want to
goodness.
try ripping his head off again.
Yeah.
Prove it,
I feel like
Hamlock.
it's a good plan.
Do it.
14.
Roll me a d6.
Do it.
4.
You succeeded what you're doing. Please describe it.
I would like to reach in and put my fingers in his mouth
He
and
bites
just
you.
rip the top half of his head clean off, and ideally smash it on the floor.
Oh, nice. Yeah, his chainmail cowl gets all wrapped up in it as you pull it back, and the helmet goes flying in one direction, and you smash it on the ground, and there is this like clink, 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 and clink sort of noise in front of you as one Charon's obol falls on the ground. Bloop.
Wow.
There.
It even says 1.
What a cool coin.
Huge.
Is there a way to get a coin like this in real life?
I'm so glad you asked. Yes, on the Kickstarter, we are making these coins for real. This is the actual design. Here, I'll show you the other side of it. Here.
Oh, those are sick.
Ooh.
Yeah. So they're I don't have a mock-up in front of me, but they're 1.75 inches and 4 millimeters thick. They're thick. They're like heavy, and you can get them in the Kickstarter right now. So yeah. So you guys have. You're able. I'll put that down here or whatever. But you have 1 Charon's Opal now.
We still got
Maybe
3
2
other
more to
dudes,
get
right?
then.
Can I want to turn to the crowd that's gathering. And I want to kind of try and get like a cheer going, or some sort of encouragement going, just as like breathers, 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 breathers. Just some sort of just maybe boost everyone's spirits a bit.
Yeah, the Jorgenwunder crew, the Viking longship there, they're like so into blood, like blood, death, yes, yeah, breathers. And you look around, you see there are other different types of creatures. In fact, there is a, near one of the workshops, there's a 12-foot tall sentient octopus yelling for you. And there are a couple other
I love them.
humanoid souls as well over here by the bar. And then some helpful bloke over the bar is like, you better run, they just come back, you know. So to hear that as another mist guard sort of forms and stands up.
Do they all have coins in their mouths? I think we should crack a few more coconuts before we run away.
The Vikings are like, yes, kill him, rip his head off.
But what if this big one comes back? He doesn't like my knives.
You fight these other Mistguard, and you're able to cut them down, without taking any more damage, and they go down. But they will start reforming in another minute or two. It doesn't seem to matter. Even the captain, after a minute of fighting, he starts to his body starts to like rumble towards itself again.
Could I try something a bit crazy?
Right?
I've got a backpack. Can I try and gather up the 5 skulls and put them in my backpack so that we can run away with them?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
That'll stop him, right? McPray?
Yeah, so
Let's hope.
you grab the skulls, and just for brevity and stuff, like you grab the skulls and shove them in, and they're like moving. They're like when you pull a fish out of the water. It's like, and then the one skull for the conquistador one was like, I'm still used. Get me back over there. Come on. They're moving, but their bodies, you guys like move away in as you do this, right? And their bodies will still reform, but you see this this Mozoan one is the first one to reform without its head, but it just wanders. If you can see my camera, it just wanders around like this, just like aimlessly, and like you can't, it's got no head, so it keeps like tripping and falling into each other, and they shove each other. So they're really confused. They don't know what to do or where to go, and they will not follow you because they don't know how to.
Kind of cruel.
You have a bag of 5 chattering skulls now. All right, you sort of scurry away into the crowd, and they're like, "Hey!" And the crowd goes back to what they're doing. As a couple of souls throw rocks and stones at the skeletons, and the Vikings go over with their boarding pikes, and they just they have fun like drinking and pushing over them, the Mistguard, into water, as they're hooting and hollering. All right, you travel over to the Open Casket, a tavern. Outside, it's the wreck of a huge galleon, or part thereof. So it's really big inside. Dozens of lost souls are here, drinking, playing a card, dancing, sulking. There's a couple barkeeps in the back, and there's lots of people talking here. You can hear all kinds of things. In fact, why don't all 3 of you roll me a d20, and I'll tell you what you hear.
Ooh.
I think how Hamhawk said 2 more coins instead of 3. I caught it.
Well, I think we all know who's not making it.
We know how this is going to go, don't we? I mean...
Blackwood's like, what?
Huh?
Yeah.
No, don't worry, Blackwood.
I gotta look at your
No.
5,
Yeah,
7,
no.
14. Okay. All right. As you walk through the crowd, you hear, "There's a terrible monster that lives out in the shallows. I saw it eat a lost soul there, and I was trying to escape." And then you hear another voice of like, "There's a talented shipwright here in Port Oblivion, but far from human." And you pass another group talking there. It says, "Oh, I saw a compass made of flesh for sale over at that weird shop here in Port. One obol is way too much, though, for a price. Too expensive." And then as you get to the bar, some people are talking. They said, "I heard there was a treasure map hidden in the fort over there. I don't know if you'd be brave enough to go get it." As you guys walk up to the bar, you naturally tend to go that way. Sigismund, a tall, lanky skeleton, very busy, expertly pouring different drinks and sliding them up and down the bar, is there. He goes, hello and welcome to the Open Casket. What can I get you?
Do you have a menu?
Oh, yes, it's right up here. And he points to like a ghostly chalkboard.
Do you have a menu for those of us who can't read?
He's like, I'm very busy, but all right, yes. You've got Jack's Pumpkin Potion, Corpse Brides, Beetlejuice Blackouts, Skeleton Keep Sours, Sleepy Hollow Fogs, the Mad Hatter Tonic, Oogie Boogie's Dice Roll, Frankenstein's Lightning Bolt, have your pick. The Sandworm Shooters.
Great names.
I think we're in Orlando. No, Disneyland? No? Alright, that's fine. I'm the only pirate
I
who's
don't
been
think that's
to
been invented yet.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Great, right.
Oh, yes.
Anyway.
You're from the Caribbean. I've heard of the place, but I've never been.
Yeah,
Wait,
the
here's your
dark
drink.
one.
And he
Dark
just like
Caribbean.
tosses a whole drink through the air, and some guy like catches it with a no look and starts drinking.
They're just so cool here.
Yeah, the drinks appear to be free, but they are spooky in nature.
Oh, well, I'll have 2 then.
Have you had any of us breathers here before?
Oh yes, we get some breathers every once in a while. You know, it'd be the case, but once you're here forever. What can I do?
Did they become spirits, or you've not heard of any leave in the locker, have you? Is that what this is?
Leave, and he's like busy like throwing some more drinks around and pouring different stuff, dunking them in really dirty water. Is this big skeleton, and he's leaving. Have I heard of any leaving? No, but I don't really get out much. I'm really busy here. When the drinks are free, everybody always wants a refill. If you know what I mean. As he says that, he hands you a skeleton key sour.
Dude, that was the one I was gonna order. You knew.
Oh, here you go. And he flips it around his back, and he goes, 1 skeleton's key sour, and everyone goes, "It's not sour enough." They all yell back at the same time. It's very jovial and like it's just not at all what you think. And he slips it down in front of you, and it's like this cup that has 2 hands like this that's made of bone, and he like pours it out, and like some fog billows out off the side. It says, I don't really know much about the land of the living at all. I've been here for how long has it been, Joe? Too long. And he's like, all right, well, that's what he always says. He's like, well, but you know who you should ask is Lady Oblivion over the Pellucid Palace. She'll tell you, or she'll if anyone here knows anything, it's her. She's always throwing fancy parties and stuff. Just don't stay past midnight. I hear it doesn't go well for you. He does say, he's like, I don't really know how to do it, but I do believe it is possible. I think that, I hear people talking a lot in here, and you're gonna need the things I can tell you. And he says, hit it, Joe. And there's a musician group in the corner that starts like on this bone xylophone playing, and they're like, dun, 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 and he sings this, and I'm gonna read it. Via
Sing
an
it.
elaborate. Oh, you want me to sing it? An elaborate
Yes.
musical number. He goes, "You're the dead souls of the undead land. You come here for answers. I'll sing a song and give you a tale. You'll find out what's what's happened with necromancers? Lady Oblivion knows more than me, but I'll tell you what I happen to see. It's undead souls in Davy Jones's locker. It's and the whole group goes, it's undead souls in Davy Jones's locker. Step 1, you'll need a vessel. Step 2, you'll need a way. And as long as you've got the obols, you'll find, hey, this is the song I'm singing. I'm making it up as I go. But I hope you enjoy my drinks and you stay for the show.
Wow, 10 out of 10. I clap.
Wow.
Yeah, he goes, hey, yes, I'm Sigismund, I'm here forever. Okay, who needs more drinks? And he turns attentions to other people.
You mentioned obols in your delightful song. Do you know where we can get some more? We could do with another 2.
Oh, yeah, well, you're going to need those. Those are hard to come by. As long as I've been here, I've seen maybe 2 in all my time. But Lady Oblivion, she might have some. And, let me think. I'm pondering in my brain here. And by that, I mean I'm looking at my roll table full of rumors that has all of lovely information here.
You're not offering any in exchange for killing some rats in your cellar or anything, are you?
No, I'm just a poor bartender. And in case you haven't noticed, all the drinks are free here. So I'm not making very much money. Would you like a refill?
Yes, please.
You don't have anything with any ash in it, do you?
Oh,
It's a bit of a habit I had on the.
we don't be consuming other people here. That's a no-no. Also, I've heard of this. People have told me. I've come back from Lady Oblivion. Ash don't work down here, lassie. It's this is where these creatures come from. Side note: ash is the ectoplasmic leftovers of undead in the real world. And when you consume said ectoplasmic ash, it has incredible psychotropic properties that can make you godlike or dead. So, and I don't mean undead, I mean dead. So there's a whole market in the Dark Caribbean, a black market around killing and finding and getting that ash, as it's extremely valuable. But it does not work in Davy Jones's locker, which is where we are.
I just can't believe you can do that whole song and dance number and you're not even on drugs. Crazy.
I'm high on life, lassie. Which is ironic because I'm dead.
You're not, yeah.
I don't know if you caught on that, but
No.
was that
I
2
got
more?
it.
Okay, here I come.
Do you think we should try this Lady Oblivion then?
Yeah, I'm thinking if she has more than 1 obol, Charon
Kill
said
her.
we could use his boat.
So you do learn Charon will only, and this is kind of known, he'll take you anywhere you want to go in the locker. But his job is to bring
you wanna
people
take
here,
them out.
not take them out. So he is against that. So yeah. So where do you want to head?
The lady, I guess.
Yeah, let's head to see Lady Oblivion.
Shuffle, give me a D10. I'll tell you which way you think the palace is.
Oh, dude, I'm about to nail this watch. Hell
Ooh,
yeah.
10.
I don't know if that's good.
They point in one direction, and there's a bunch of ship's rigging and cargo nets that hang from masts that are protruding from the water. It's makes a makeshift bridge that goes through the just above the water enough to crawls off into the mist. They say if you go that way, that'll lead you to the palace.
Is there a way to get a slightly higher vantage point, I guess, following this path potentially, just to see if there's any semblance of a palace in the distance?
Sure, yeah. Make me a presence check. Let's see if you're able to see one out in the distance. I don't normally call for spot checks, but I want to know what you get here.
It's a 20, right? D20?
Yeah. Presence is a stat, so it's your presence is +1. Oh yeah, all you see is fog. You're not sure, but you think if you go this way, it will lead you to the right direction, maybe?
I mean, I'm just gonna shrug and motion that way. If anyone has any objections, say them now.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Aye, Captain.
Off you go. Shuffle, roll me a d20.
An 8.
You climb through the rigging, and you're climbing, and you're climbing, and you're climbing, and one day goes by. And you climb and you climb. And you're like, should I go back? And now you don't even know which way back is. And 4 more days go by. And then 3 more days. And on the 8th day of climbing, of no eating, no drinking, no sleeping, you don't know why, you just don't ever seem to need it, you arrive out through the fog. You see something glowing in the distance, Lemmy.
Does the perception of time feel normal? Like this was straight up 8 times 24 hours, as you would normally assume? Or like, I guess feel it, perceive it?
Time is very different here, for sure. But if you had to guess how long it was, like there's no sunrise or sunset, there's no way to like truly know how much time has passed. But if you had to like put your hand and swear, you would have guessed it was 8 days. Now, was it actually? You know, who knows? You arrive outside the shiny palace.
Oh my god, it's so blue.
So shiny.
An opulent structure glowing out of blue-green volcanic glass. Hundreds of rooms inside. It's decorative, like a museum. You can see inside each room has a different sort of theme to it. Hundreds of lost souls have arrived here. They're on the staircase and inside and gathering different drinks in hands and all walking around. There are servers with macabre-looking hors d'oeuvres about.
So these hors d'oeuvres, do they look edible?
There are people definitely eating them. I will tell you what they look like is bloody beet tartare, coffin crispies, mummified sausages, eyeball deviled eggs, severed fingered breadsticks. The list goes on.
Oh, you guys, it just reminds me of that incident in my past. You know, that horrible cannibalistic incident that I don't quite talk about often.
Ah, yes. The incident.
It is indeed. It just, you know, poor Jerry, but we were just so stuck on that island. Anyway, we mustn't talk about it.
I do think it's strange that both of us have had cannibalistic encounters in our lives.
Wait.
Yes, we have. I was almost eaten because of my delightful ham-like smell.
Oh, of course you were. Well, I narrowly escaped.
As did I.
Nice.
Maybe we were on the same island. Oh, I can't believe you were also there.
McPray, have you also nearly been eaten by cannibals?
I've neither nearly been eaten nor have I eaten. I feel kind of left out. I might get a mummified sausage.
I mean, if you want, take a mummified sausage and see if you still feel left out afterwards.
As you guys are having this conversation, Blackwood just sort of out of nowhere goes, "It was a Tuesday when the creature burst from the waves and ate my hand. It wasn't another human or cannibal, but I'll never forget those demon multi-eyed tentacle monster thing. Jargaroth, they called it. Jargaroth."
I'm sorry, who
I'll
asked?
be honest, mate. I forgot you were here.
That's so mean. Yeah.
He doesn't seem fazed by it at all. He's kind of a lonesome, or a loner. He's not lonesome. He's just always thinking about something else.
Literal NPC.
I want to start like weaving in and out of the crowd, like whispering, trying to get a hold of where Lady Oblivion is amongst this, but without trying to seem like uncool as if I don't know who she is.
Yeah, sure. You can find her pretty easily.
Oh wow!
Actually. There are many rooms in here, and I'm just gonna get these roughly in place. There is a library, a throne room, an audience chamber, a greenhouse, a great room, and a cellar that you guys can all sort of see, and when you move through. That happens in the throne room. It's Egyptian style, stone obelisks, a 20-foot obsidian sphere covered in I can't ever say this word, hieroglyphics. And she's sitting like in the sphere. It's like recessed there, and she has different aged guards to her left and right, sort of, and they're kind of all around the place, but they don't seem like bothered by you or like out to mess with you or anything, like the other ones did. They seem a little bit more like less raggedy, a little bit more put together in this room. And there's a bunch of different people, living, dead, souls, creatures, mutant fish, all types of people around. So yeah, where you guys like mingle. So Gray, you're going there. Do you guys all want to go with Gray? Do you want to go to different rooms or?
I'll follow them.
All right. Blackwood just goes wherever you guys go. Hamhock, you going too? Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. You see. Okay, so Lady Oblivion. I have a handout. Let me get it for you. Here is Lady Oblivion. She is, she looks like an Egyptian, princess. She has sort of a watery, ethereal, translucentness to her skin. And she's eloquently talking to some other partygoers that are there. In fact, Shuffle, roll me a d6. Let's see who she is talking to.
Ooh.
Uno.
She's speaking to an Elizabethan-style man with a large white ruffled, somewhat balding and hair on the sides, and they're speaking in like light sonnets to each other.
I wanna like slowly approach, but like approaching in a sort of reverent way. Just like your royal wateriness. We left your port. And we're looking for someone who's got some coins, because we need some coins for to Hamhock some reasons.
Well, yes, welcome to my party. I have not seen you here before. It's fabulous to have you. William, please excuse us, as she waves her hand backwards as William Shakespeare goes elsewhere. Shuffle's like, oh no, you look freshly dead, or living, or whatever it is that you are in between.
We're not sure either, don't worry.
Well, you're all here in the locker now. You're not going anywhere, it seems. What can I do for you? Wait, do you have land? Do you have news? Do you have news from up above?
Loads of news. I got loads of news. Do you want to hear about... Oh, we were just talking about an incident we had with our friend Jerry on an island, and that was quite big news in our lives. That news?
I was hoping for something a little grander.
Was it a big storm? No.
Yes,
I know the most important piece of the news that's happened. You will, of course, have heard that Anne Plumpton was made the governess of Nassau.
A new
it really
governess.
went down in the history books. Yeah, big news, that one. Big news.
That's fascinating indeed. Please, tell me. And what's going on with this tall, dark, and handsome one right here? And she points at McPray. You've got an air about you, like you've commanded spirits before.
What's up,
maybe.
Captain?
I guess if I'm gonna contribute some news, scurvy's been on the rise. Price of oranges higher than they've ever been. Lots of inflation.
Oh, scurvy's back. We had quite a problem with that.
Living crisis.
In the sixth species, yes, it was quite a concern. Oh, fascinating. Please go on.
Sorry, this is one thing I heard about Blackbeard.
Oh, Blackbeard. Yes, I saw him on Tuesday. Please tell me everything.
Yeah, even she leans in and she's going to whisper something sort of outrageously scandalous and remarkably untrue into her ear.
She like giggles like a 10-year-old schoolgirl, very uncharacteristic of her otherwise behavior from there. And when she coughs, she has this like raspy, like almost like she has coral stuck in her throat, or like. And she's like, oh, fascinating. Please.
Sounds like you need one of those drinks from the tavern in your port.
Yes, please, William. Get
The
me
really
a
sour ones for.
get me a dead rum runner, please. Yes, very good.
Took us 8 days to get here.
Only 8. Oh, you made excellent time then.
I don't know how good your drink's gonna be by then.
She's like, well, at midnight it won't matter. It never does. Oh, darling, you've been so charming. And she'd like, just out of her like body in the wateriness, she pulls a Charon's opal out and hands it to you. She's like, I loved your stories so ever very much. Thank you for that.
You don't have a second, do you? I mean, you didn't mind my story about cannibalism.
No, not at all. It's quite entertaining. But, a gossip isn't enough. We need a performance or something to entertain the masses.
Well, we just learned a song from the guy at the tavern.
Do you wish to perform the song?
As best we can, maybe.
Make each of you who's performing? Is it just Charlotte?
I'll help as best I
Okay.
can.
Both of you make spirit checks for me.
Ooh.
Marriage, not presents.
Not presents. No. Oh,
Can I devil's luck that?
Sure. Yeah.
Can I also devil suck too?
Yeah. Go ahead.
There we go.
Oh, nat 20. It doesn't even matter. Okay, so
Here we go.
Gray gets up there and sings a song, but it's like missing all the words. It's terribly out of tune, sort of like tripping on herself a little bit. And McPray, you get up and describe your performance to it. I won't make you actually do it, but which way do you regale us with your performance?
So, like, as Gray's kind of stumbling around trying to figure it out, McPray starts singing from like a low tone at first, and it's almost like an opera rendition. There's no music playing, but everyone kind of starts feeling like they hear music as it, builds up and crescendos and impresses all, hopefully.
It happens, and there's quiet. Everyone's like, wow. And the man known as William steps forward and goes, upon the winds of fate our hearts are bound, in shadows deep where love doth ever bloom. Through time may steal what once was sweetly found, we find defiant in the face of gloom. That was beautiful, my man. Beautiful indeed. Bravo, bravo. And everyone claps. And the Lady Oblivion pulls out a second Charon's opal and hands it to you. Like, excellent, enjoy yourselves. That was marvelous, marvelous indeed. You, Cleopatra, come here. And she like, runs off into another room and starts talking to some other person who vaguely looks like Cleopatra. From there, you guys are standing in a somewhat empty audience chamber that's adjacent to the throne room, with 3 Charon's opals.
What we need.
What do you?
think we
What do
got
you?
one.
Let's go on the way out.
What if we got a 4th for that fleshy compass?
Oh yeah. Just checking. That's not a new nickname for him, is it?
My name's Blackwood. We need a 4th for me.
Working on it.
Blackwood's like, I don't know. Let's keep looking. Maybe there's more. He rummages around and he like knocks over a tray of hors d'oeuvres, grabbing a whole bunch of like squirming insects and shows them in his mouth. And he like looks disgusted, but then he's like, actually, not bad.
I think this guy's he really likes it down here. Maybe he should stay.
No, look, quick. Let's ditch him while he's looking at something over there.
I nod.
Yeah,
Right.
there was a rumor about those people that make really good boats, wasn't there? The shipwright or something. Do we need to go see him?
Oblivion isn't quite human, but is anyone here? Everyone's dead.
There was that big octopus as well. Could it have been him?
Oh, maybe. I mean, think of all the hammers you could have if you were an octopus.
He'd be
definitely-
amazing.
You saw him with a
Really?
hammer or two in his hands. Yes, indeed.
Also, wasn't he like 12 foot 34?
yeah, he's 12
hammers.
feet tall. Yeah.
Here we go.
Right, well,
After we got it sorted, let's go find the octopus man.
Do you guys want to head back to Port Oblivion to talk to the shipwright?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You traveled through there. It takes you another 8 days. No, actually, Shuffle, roll me a d20 again. What's the number?
It's still 8.
8.
An 8. It takes you 8 days to get back. This is real
Nice.
long.
It's
Oh, yeah.
consistent.
There you
It
go.
would be weird if it didn't take 8.
You're able to travel back. The port is bustling with people again, and you can find Neptune's workshop. Outside, it's a rotting, barnacle-covered ship hall. So inside, there's tools made out of bones, crates of shells and seaweed, and Cathlog, a 12-foot tall octopus, is there with multiple tools working on stuff there. But he distinctly has one limb is like cut and severed at the joint, joint, whatever, where, roughly the elbow from there, that he's sort of like limping on instead. And he turns and goes, "Oh, welcome to Reptune's workshop. What can I do for you?"
You all right?
Yes, I'm quite all right. Are you all right?
Yeah, you're limping. I'm just,
Oh, my limb? Oh, yes, I lost it a couple years back now. I haven't been able to find it. Too busy, too busy. Yeah.
Oh.
I believe someone told me it's over in the limb yard, but I haven't been able to get away. Just, too much to do.
Was he like just in charge of every ship here, I guess? Like a lot of projects?
He seems to be like building some type of like raft from here that's like well put together. That he's like pretty far along on it and tying ropes together. And the whole time he's talking to you, even when he's looking at you, his like half his hands are all working on building stuff from there. But there doesn't seem to be any larger vessels that he worked on. This vessel is like half in the water, half out of the water, so it's like a little wet dock that's there. And so yeah, his attention is always half split between you.
I don't suppose if we went and found your limb, we could have that raft you're working on.
You could find me limb? Why, yes, I mean, this was supposed to go with somebody else, but he didn't offer me a limb. He's just gonna give me a back rub. Like, that would be way better. Yes.
We're trying to find our way out of here.
Oh.
And the singing guy at the tavern said we needed a vessel.
Yes. Well, Sigamund sort of knows what he's doing, but nobody builds a boat like me. Nobody builds a boat like me. And like when he says me that time, like 6 of his limbs all point to himself.
I love this guy.
And he goes, yes, in fact, I should have this done in just under a week, I think. It will be ready to go. No problem. He's like, it should be no problem. Yes, if you bring me my limb, you're going to have the raft. It'll take you, look at its spin. Won't get lost in the mist.
So this limb yard where you said your limb is...
Yeah.
Where's that? Is it nearby, by any chance?
Oh, if I knew how to get there, well... let me think. And he pulls out this map, and he puts it down in front of him, right?
I almost asked for one at Oblivion's place.
Good lord!
Oh wow!
Oh, there it is.
Great! It's just on this line across.
Looking at this,
that's literally is the limb yard.
Only 8 days away.
Just quick hop, skip and a jump over there. Through the walkway and stuff. I think if you climb the floating driftwood, you should be fine.
Yeah, is that the? Because I know we crossed like nets and rigging and stuff like that to go to the palace, but is it like the same walking to this one? I'm not quite sure.
Well,
just by the diagram.
When you ask that question, you guys are talking about it, and you look down, and the map says an old and inaccurate map of the locker of Davy Jones. So he's like, oh, this map, it's not right. Nothing's right down here. It changes all the time. Every about 20 years or so, everything gets all mixed up.
I'm gonna facepalm quietly.
You head to the limb yard. Shuffle, give me a d20.
Come on, Ace.
1. Oh.
3.
3 centuries later.
Oh, what?
What the hell?
You walk forever. Don't think about the math too much. It just was gnarly.
Yeah.
It takes you forever. 3,000 years, or 300 years later, you arrive at the limb yard. You were like, this was not a quick hop, skip, and a jump here. This doesn't even make sense. Body parts from lost mariners wash up here and are gathered into sorts by... There's a creature walking around. A tall, lanky man clothed in tattered robes and a wide straw hat, sunken eye sockets, and scraggly faded hair. He walks on tall stilts made from driftwood. There you go.
Wow.
There's the limbs.
I thought I hit activate. My apologies. There you go. Here is the limb yard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Goodness.
And
Does this fella among the limbs? Does he look?
he's on tall stilts.
Style.
He's stacking the body parts into the area. Seems to be like the caretaker of the area or something.
Excuse me, mate. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for some limbs. 2 in particular.
Oh, well, we've got lots of limbs.
I can see that. I was hoping you could help narrow it down for me. We're looking for a big tentacle belonging to an octopus gentleman, and we're looking for my friend's leg.
Yes. Well, we've got legs over there. Tentacles are in aisle 3. But you can't just go taking. Cerberus won't like it.
Oh, I've heard of him. Look at the dog.
The dog?
Yes, the dog. That's right. That's right.
Do we have to make a deal with him or something?
Oh, well, yes, he would love a gift, or he seems to be missing something. Cerberus, he does a little whistle, and Cerberus comes around one of the large corners here, and he's very large. He's the size of a rhinoceros. He's a 3-headed dog, but his left head, his furthest left head, is severed off. He's got a large collar around his neck with an opal dangling from it. And he looks very scary with his remaining 2 heads. And he said, well, I suppose he wants his head back, but we don't have that in the limb yard. We don't have limbs in the limb yard. This isn't a head yard. Sure.
Does Cerberus look friendly?
He looks
Or how-
like every pit bull guard dog you've seen guarding a junkyard ever. You know, that's like he's like, but like he, would bite your hand off if you tried to pet him.
Can I cast a ritual? I've got the ritual Heart Hex.
Heart hex?
Yep. It increases the reaction of one creature by 1 level. If they're already friendly, they fall in love with a creature of your choice for D4 plus spirit days.
I love it. Yeah. How will you please describe the manner in which you're casting Heart Hex?
Right. Grey is at her heart a dog lover, and so she is like embracing the sort of weird, chaotic world around her, and going, I just want this dog to be a friend. Please let this dog just be friendly. Just a nice like friendly, like a puppy. Just come on. Just I want to make someone's day.
As you chant these things to yourself, an eldritch ritual style shows up. I'll show the icon on screen. That it sort of glows around you at the bottom. Make me a spirit check.
Where things can go fun. Oh, as in that 20.
Whoa.
Oh, your heart truly sings as the dog's face goes from a frown to upside down and comes over and licks you. The dog is in fact your friend, not in love with you, but is now friendly to you and will let you take limbs from the limb yard. Yeah. It'll take you an hour roughly to search and find a suitable limb for yours. It's something is off about the limb that you can find. The best you can do, Charlotte, for you, it's either too small, too large, too dark, too light. It doesn't quite match your tone. I'll let you decide, but it's not a perfect match. If you ever undressed with someone or at the beach, they would be like, that's not right. There's something wrong with your leg.
That would
1
be
foot's
the
way
least
bigger.
of our concern.
Yeah.
If I've come back from the locker.
But you are able to find, after much searching, in the mounds of several limbs, dozens of 100 feet tall mounds, you're able to find Chargaroth's tentacle in it. It is the right color, shape, and cut off at the right spot. Yes, indeed. And in fact, Cerberus even sort of like licks you and sort of helps you a little along the way. You do not have to fight Cerberus. Congratulations. Well done.
That worked out pretty well.
Good job.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, back to the port.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Roll a d20.
We run.
You hustle.
6 million
6 centuries.
years.
only 6 months later, you're able to make it back as the time stretches on. As you return to Port Oblivion, you're able to find the Chuck Lug, and you return his limb to him. He's, oh, I'm so excited. He's like, oh, it's fantastic. Look, I've added even little seats for you here in the... I'm sorry, he talks like this. I've added little seats here for you to sit down, and here's some poles there's some paddles there in the raft. Just, make your way on, and maybe don't let Sean see you. That would be best.
And do you know how we get out? Do we just sail off into the distance and we'll be out, or?
No.
There was a third thing on our list, but I can't remember what it was.
You'll need an exit. You'll need some sort of way to travel from this world to the next. A gate or a spell or some sort of way to travel upwards. I'm no expert. I just build boats that don't get lost in the mist.
Would a big coral archway? Would that do it?
Oh, you've been to the Coral Gate, have you? Yes,
Yeah.
It's quite nice this time of year. I haven't seen you 3 in ages, but the raft is still here.
If we go through the arch with our coins, will that get us out?
Do I look like I've ever done that before?
No, you look like a big octopus man.
Well, why thank you. You called me a man. But it's worth a shot. It's as good a try as any. I'll tell you though, you won't get lost as long as you've got that raft.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, does the raft speed up any travel time, even though time's just all over the place?
Do you want to try sailing to the Coral Gate?
Yeah.
If we've got a better idea.
That's the only thing we've got so far.
Roll me 2 d20.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
632 millennia later.
Oh, I gotta separate these? Or should I
it's
try
okay.
to separate? Is this one?
You can click on it and it'll tell you 18 and 15.
Oh, okay.
That's quite high.
15 seconds after before you left Port Oblivion, you arrive at the Coral Gate. In fact, you look back and you can see yourselves loading onto the raft and heading towards the mist towards the area.
Right?
The 3 of you, without Blackwood, arrive back at the Coral Gate in its watery area beneath. As you saunter up in your raft, and you don't see Charon anywhere. What would you like to do?
We can't. Can we sail through the gate? No.
Yeah, you can. There's a very limited amount of water, but you can. Yeah.
Right.
I reckon.
Guys, I think this is it.
Let's put the coins in our mouths
Yeah.
and then sail through the gate.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Right.
try it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
You taste the dusty, somewhat slimy obols that have been in your terrible presences for hundreds of years at this point, and you push your little paddles through the opening of the Coral Gate. This time, however, what wasn't there before is there now, and you feel the hum of the grow as this pulsating, almost like a stargate, you travels into it, and a vast eternity is plunged before you. Not the little dock that Charon showed before, but a never-ending tunnel of light extends in front of you. As you sail through there, you lose all reference of time and space, and how long anything has been going on. And roll me a d20 one last time, please. A 7.
A 7.
You exit deep fog into the dawn of a dusty day in the always overcasted dark Caribbean. And although it takes some time, you appear that 7 weeks have passed since you're plunged into the maelstrom. As you find out that the black coach has been spotted. Your old ship has been spotted sailing aimlessly out near the abyss, just south of Cuba. You're able to make your way back to Tortuga and realize that some things have changed here and there, but the thing that changed the most is yourselves. Something has been unlocked inside of you, and you can now all each level up into the new class called the Unlocked Soul, which is in the new book, Down Among the Dead, which is a new class in this that you can choose to multi-class into or start of. But the class's trick is there's like, you're weak, but you've been dead before, and there's a ticking clock. Every time you roll a 1, you have to roll a D100. And if you roll a 1 on that D100, Charon comes back to take you back to the locker.
Yo, that's sick.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And every time you roll on I can't remember the name of the mechanic, but the locker mechanic, it gets a +1 to the roll. So like the second time it's a 2, the third time you roll it's a 3, so on and so forth. So it's a cool new class. We developed it on stream if anybody wants to check it out. Our company's called Limitron. We make Pirate Borg. We talked about this new class on our stream last week, and you can get this adventure and the whole book and the whole starter sets and all this fun stuff at Kickstarter/PirateBorg or Kickstarter Limitron, all that stuff from there. But this was Lost in the Locker, and thanks for playing. Yay! Clap, clap, clap.
I
clap.
loved it. I thought it was great.
Heck yeah. There you go.
We survived.